Hey there, we're back at it. It's another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. That's Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens, and as we do week after week, it's brought to you by Sandy's Restaurant in Blue Springs, Missouri. Healthy, delicious meals, and we know that firsthand because we've been out here a bunch lately.
I ate here 4 times last week.
All-day breakfast, large portions. They do catering and private events. Yeah. They're 1255 Southwest 7 Highway, sandysbluesprings.com. All of our full podcast episodes with the interviews are on YouTube. They're also on Spotify. You can hook up with us and watch the reels on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Please like and subscribe. You can share and leave comments. We like to read those, and we will respond back. Our special guests today
can't wait.
Yeah, our Fox 4 morning reporter, Matt Stewart, and his wife, Chrissy, who are going to share, really, Bill, this is an unthinkable journey through not one, but 2 life-threatening battles and their remarkable story of survival. This will be really, really inspirational. So let's get started. Sports Hot Topics of the Week is brought to you by Over the Top Roofing, locally owned here in Kansas City for over 20 years by our friend Mark Sandridge. Mark's contact information is on the screen, 816-678-4002. We'll start with the Royals. Not really much different to talk about. He kind of summed this thing up in one way. 23 blown saves.
I know.
As a result, 23 games under 500. You think that's a damn coincidence? No, it's not. But we do have to talk about what actually happened here yesterday. Noah Cameron, the kid from St. Joseph, Missouri, and we were listening to this. Tony and I were listening to this game, and we didn't want to jinx it by, hey, he's got to know him. He was this close to pitching the first no-hitter, and I don't know how long, Bill. I think the Royals are the longest team without one. I think it was Brett Saberhagen.
Brett Saberhagen in
90 what?
I think 90. I believe 90.
I know the Royals are the longest team without one.
It's the Chicago White Sox, man. I was there.
You were there, so there you go.
Great little story about that.
Yeah, what's that?
I told him and Brent Main, the catcher, they are 2 good friends of mine. I said, hey, I'm not going to come to the game tomorrow. I'm going to see Van Halen. And Saberhagen, he says, you may miss something special. And after the game, in the turnaround where all the trucks come and everything, this is before the days of the media room and all that. Yeah. They must have had 30, 40 people out there, and they had everybody set up at this makeshift table, and Saberhagen saw me, and he goes, bet you're glad you didn't go see Van Halen.
Oh, man.
What a night.
That's great. Yeah, but Noah Cameron, one single in the 7th inning, and he did, thank goodness, Matt Cottrell allowed him to pitch that complete game.
Yes.
Because if you recall, his last start, he was pitching a one-hitter, and did 97 pitches, and he was lifted. And I liked what he said at the end of the game. He goes, hey, because they asked him to say, hey, you threw 115 pitches. And he goes, hey, my arm feels the same whether it's 90 or 115. It doesn't make any difference. So I was like, a little jab right there. But it was great to see him do that. The other good thing that's going on right now, too, is Jack Caglione is really becoming a star right in front of our eyes in his first full season of the big leagues. As we speak, he's at 22 home runs. He had a great month of June. He's having a big month of August. And the one big thing about Cags, his strikeout rate has gone from like 40% down to 20.
Yes.
And so we're really happy about that. But the thing that we're really excited about, and we were both stunned as the Royals, why they chose us, but hey, we're looking forward to next year's Field of Dreams game in Dyersville, Iowa, against the Boston Red Sox. It's August 12th, 2027. It'll be the 4th time for the Field of Dreams game. And the Phillies and Minnesota Twins played the other night, and Kyle Schwarber had a big night. But it's just such a goosebumpy thing when you see not only just the site there, the small ballpark in the house, but the cornfield and the current Hall of Famers coming out of there. I mean, man, that's going to be really special.
Well, and it's the exact same setup for the Field of Dreams movie with Kevin Costner. And that is not only my favorite sports movie, but it's my favorite father-son movie.
Oh, it's just...
every time I watch it, I cry.
It's just one of the all-time greats.
It is amazing.
And so it's going to be the Royals and the Red Sox in that next August. And once we get some really definitive things about tickets, and keep in mind what Bill just said, it's the same. It's only seats like 7,000 or 8,000.
Yeah.
So good luck to us all.
Yes.
The Kansas City Monarchs, been a tough little stretch for them, but they are, as we speak, 20 games left, and they have a half a game lead in the division. It's going back and forth.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, but
Yeah.
be nice to get that first place. So, fingers crossed for them. Chiefs play their first preseason, lose 20-10 to the Rams. Really nothing really big there because no starters played. Justin Fields, Garrett Nussmeier, rookie draft pick quarterback, and Chris Oladokun. I mean, the only thing I took away from it, I know it's just the first game, but I think Chris Oladokun is done. I mean, he had 3 cupcake games to show something last year, and we lost all 3. And I just don't think he's the guy. But it doesn't really matter anyway, right? Let's hope. KC Current are 9-8-3, 30 points, tied for third place. They're hanging in there. Sporting KC, not so much. They're not having that. Really, they're not doing well at all. But they are bringing back maybe the best player they ever had, Graham Zusi.
I would say.
Wouldn't you say so?
If you had to pick one guy to represent that franchise, it would be Graham Zusi.
I agree with you, and he leads the team in everything.
Yeah.
Appearances, 15 seasons. He's going to be. We don't know what yet, but something in the front office. This is interesting. The 2 current quarterbacks are in the news. One, Matthew Stafford and his wife Kelly are facing over $500,000 in tax debt before the season starts. Yeah, that's the same look I had when I saw this story.
Wow.
They've been hit with a state tax lien, $534,453 by the California Franchise Tax Board for the 2024 taxable year. This isn't like stuff that's been building up.
Wow.
I guess they have an incredible portfolio of homes and whatnot, and he agreed to a $55 million one-year contract last year.
Yep.
So they're going to find a way to get their money. California will get that.
Yeah.
And another quarterback, you and I have talked about this kid that we liked him, Jaden Daniels, the kid that plays for the Washington Commanders. I don't know how much you're going to like him after you hear these things that he's involved with right now. He's upset with his alma mater. He was at LSU. Mm-hmm. So it all started recently when a cornerback that plays on their team, DJ Pickett, is now wearing number 5, which was his jersey.
Okay.
But his jersey wasn't retired.
Yeah.
But he's pissed off. I mean, really, he sent them a cease and desist.
On the jersey number?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not retired. The new coach said, which is Lane Kiffin now.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin said, "Have a nice day."
Yeah.
And then he was so mad, he said, "I want LSU to return the copy of the Heisman Trophy that I won in 2023." And Lane Kiffin said, "Have a nice day." So we'll see. A couple more stories. This is a weird story. The San Francisco Giants are suspending pay to an injured outfielder that the Royals tried real hard to get over the winter, Harrison Bader. He was with the Yankees, and he was either going to sign here or sign with the Giants. Thank God he didn't sign here because that would have been another deal because he suffered an injury that resulted in plantar fasciitis. Been out all year. Remember Albert Pujols really had a problem with that.
He missed, I think, more than half a season.
Yeah.
I've had it, and it's just like every time you take a step, it's like a nail's being driven up in your heel. It's bad.
So he's missed most of the season, but he just had another injury in a scooter crash. He was riding a scooter while the other guys were suiting up for a ball game, and he was riding a scooter, and the scooter ran into the back of a fire truck in San Francisco, and the damn fire truck wheel ran over that foot. I mean, I'm not laughing at that, but witnesses say, I guess this would only be hearsay at this point, but witnesses say that they saw him drinking before the crash, and he is not. the Athletic is reporting that he's not cooperating with the Giants. So not a good look.
Nope.
One last thing, Tommy John. Really, that when you say those two words, is best known for the elbow surgery.
Sure.
But
First
Tommy
one
John,
to ever have it, and they named it after him.
They named it after him,
Sure.
and it has saved hundreds, if not thousands, of careers. And he died yesterday. He was 83 years old.
Yep.
And I know you and I both saw Tommy John pitch. And, after he had the surgery, he came back in 1976. He had it in 74. He won 164 more games and was a 20-game winner twice for the Yankees.
Yeah.
I have a good Tommy John story. So it really wasn't Tommy John, but when the A's were playing their last season in Kansas City, which is 1967, me and my buddies always went out and sat in the right field bleachers for 50 cents or $1, whatever the hell it was then. But we saw the last games. It was a doubleheader against the White Sox, and Joel Horland and Tommy John were the two pitchers in those games. And that's when the American League had, I think, 8 or 10 teams in it, and it was just whoever won that played the winner of the National League and went to the World Series. And the A's ended up winning both of those games and knocking the White Sox out.
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty good. So he had this surgery named Bill. What would be the surgery that you would have that would be named after you?
Is there any way I can look at this script before we go on there?
This is a serious ass question.
Pain in the butt surgery.
Well, I was going to say I've got one. Colonoscopy.
Yes.
So
yes.
Let's move on to music and entertainment news. We got this news really just today about 36-year-old Hayden Panettiere. I
Yeah.
was stunned, and I think everybody is, to see that young lady who was only 36 years old. We really don't know what yet, and maybe by the time this airs, we'll know. But 36 years old. She was in Heroes. She was in Nashville. She's been in a number of movies. And just passed away very suddenly, and it's I don't know, Bill. It was too young, way too young.
Well, I was telling you, I always check the headlines on the Associated Press wire service, and it just said 36-year-old actress dies, and I think she had the acclaim that it should have said Hayden Panettiere died, not
course.
A 36-year-old actress.
No, and so really a stunner.
Yep.
Let's move on to music. Some music news. Ella Langley, who I've told you about, Bill, this is the biggest thing since Taylor Swift, and it really is.
Yep.
She's made Billboard history. She's now the first woman to lead the Billboard Hot 100 and the country airplay chart at the same time with 2 different songs. So,
wow.
Choosing Texas has been number 1 since the spring. I think we're into week 17 now. Holding off Taylor Swift, who was at number 2 for probably 15 of those weeks.
Yep.
But her song with Morgan Wallen,
Yep.
I Can't Love You Anymore, is number 1 on the country airplay chart. And the last time that happened was, I think it was 1990. Recently Morgan Wallen did it again, too. But it was done by Lone Star, who had Amazed, which was a big song, and a song called Smile. But, she's unbelievable. Speaking of Taylor, she's going to be inducted into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. She just was inducted into the big time Hall of Fame, and she'll be like the youngest. It just goes on and on for her.
Yeah.
My favorite, Dolly Parton, is now crowned the best female country singer of all time by that website that you and I have talked a lot about, the top 10s.
Yes.
We did the R&B thing, and
right.
Yeah, and so. Right behind her, Shania Twain, Carrie Underwood, Taylor, and Patsy Cline. I think, and Martina McBride and Reba and Loretta Lynn. Shania Twain second? Really? Okay. The next big Arrowhead concert will be a country star. It'll be Luke Combs. Next spring, My Kind of Saturday Night Tour. He's going to play a dozen stadiums, including Arrowhead, which has been shut down for concerts for 2 years now because of the World Cup. But it'll be back open for Luke Combs on May the 15th. That'll be really big. Another country band. You ever seen the Zac Brown Band?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They are incredible. And
They are.
In fact, they had really a fast rise to start. And their very first show here in Kansas City was at Cable Diamond Arena. And then I saw them play at the All-Star game before the Home Run Derby in 2012.
Okay.
And then the next year they were playing at Arrowhead, I believe.
Yep.
So I mean, they are really, really big. They did something that has never been done. They were playing at Fenway Park in Boston
I love this story.
37,000 people for the 15th time in a row. And so that night, before they went into a song called We're All in the Same Boat, which is really a neat song, Zach Brown said, we're going to do something tonight that even Jimmy Buffett would say is crazy. I'm buying everybody in here a cruise for two.
I know it.
And they did for 37,000 people.
That's so cool.
I mean, how good is that?
That doesn't get better than
And
that.
if you were going to go to that show and changed your mind,
yeah.
oh boy,
Yeah.
sorry for you. A couple of rock and roll stories of illnesses that Rod Stewart has been having a lot of trouble, and he had a
Had to cancel.
heart procedure.
Yeah. Had
And
to cancel his whole tour.
how often are we saying this year? Well, I guess for the fourth time now, The Odyssey has now crossed the $1 billion mark. I mean, it's the fifth film of the year. Spider-Man, of course,
Sure.
the new Spider-Man, Toy Story 5, Super Mario,
Yeah.
and Michael. And speaking of which, Lionsgate is now, we can confirm, working on the Michael sequel. They're going to do it.
They have to with the $1 billion. No one saw that coming.
And fast, Bill, fast.
Yes, yeah.
But he is just, even with our audience, we have had tens of thousands, literally, you guys, tens of thousands of comments and views and things about when we talk about Michael,
Yep.
either about him or the biopic. And so they're saying the end of 2027 or first half of 2028. So, and again, it's I don't know whether they're going to get into any of that stuff. It's still unclear.
I think that's one reason the first one was so, because it's
didn't.
just the essence
Of
of
the
Michael
music.
Jackson. Yes.
The performer.
Yeah.
Yes. So it'll be hard to beat, but
Yep.
we'll see what happens. I want to get into a little bit of local news here in the Kansas City area. It's been political chaos around here. The Jackson County executive, Phil Lavota, was indicted earlier this month on federal bribe charges. Bill, I got to thinking about it. The last four
Yeah.
Jackson County executives have either been indicted or recalled.
I know it.
I mean, Mike Sanders, who we all thought was a really, upstanding guy. I thought Mike Sanders could eventually be governor.
I thought he was on the fast track, and I met him on several occasions, and just seemed like a good guy.
27 months, sentenced to 27 months in prison.
Yep.
That was 8 years ago.
Yep.
Pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and a kickback scheme. Before that, Catherine Shields and her husband, Phil Cardarella, were indicted on wire fraud charges in 2007. It was a mortgage fraud case that was supposedly politically motivated, but they were acquitted at trial. I mean, give justice here. They were acquitted. And, of course, our friend Frank White, the only one of the four who was not federally indicted but was recalled. But wait, there's more. Now, we have the then legislative chair, Manny Abarca, accused a county employee of offering $10,000 in a campaign contributions exchange. And, I mean, it just... So, Bill, the bottom line is, what is going on in this? What's the bottom line in this county? Because we've had some people on here with us. We had Lance Pollard, we had Tony Miller, guys that are trying to make a difference.
Yes.
In the county.
Yeah.
Dale, who was my partner for 30 years on
Right.
KFKF, and Dale and Lance are going to move on.
Yeah.
And I know that those two guys, we've heard it from them that this has got to change.
I know.
This county is this can't go on, Bill. I mean, and if it does go on, something's real. I mean, it's just, what's the bottom line here, Bill?
I just can't imagine what the graft and corruption's like in cities like L.A., New York, Baltimore, Chicago, because you can't pick up the paper or listen to a newscast without something crazy going on, and it just keeps happening.
And these are pretty popular guys. I mean,
Phil
was trying to, restore this tax assessment situation that Frank was recalled mainly for, and Mike Sanders, as we talked about. It's like, oh, come on, we really got to get better here.
Totally.
We got to get better, and let's hope so. One more thing locally, the city of Kansas City has a new VIP program that you and I or anybody doesn't want to be a part of. VIP stands for Vehicle Immobilization Program. So you've seen the wheel locks, right? You ever seen a wheel lock?
Stacy saw one on her car one time when she parked trying to get close to the city market and came back, and boom, they took it away while she was watching.
I was the king of wheel locks when I was in college.
I bet.
Because, at UMKC, you could never find a damn place to park.
Never.
If you were a full-time student. And, those wheel locks were on my little Opal all the time. But no, they're not wheel locks. They're barnacles. Have you seen these?
No.
Barnacles. Big yellow windshield-like blockers.
Yeah.
And they stick to your windshield, and you could put whatever you want in there to get them off, and they ain't coming off. And they're not for people. But you know what? You could drive around this city for years with a
expired tag,
temp tag that looks like that for years and not get caught.
I know.
But now, if you got a ticket that's at least 21 days old, that's it. 21 days past due. 21 days past due. You could get one of these damn things.
Okay.
And it's 1,000 pounds of force. We're not talking about prying that thing off.
Wow.
And to release it, you got to call the phone number listed, and then once you pay it in full, including all other outstanding tickets and the immobilization fee, who knows what the heck that is, then you will get a code to unlock and release the device. One note. Then you got to take the sumbitch back.
I was going to say, what do you do? Just throw it in the gutter area?
Well, we would.
Yeah.
You got to take it back within 48 hours. Wow. Or they'll probably come back and put another one on there. I mean, what in the world? There's one job that I think that doesn't. We talk about pilot stories a lot on this show. We've had a lot of weird pilot stories. Mm-hmm. We've had some good pilot stories. But I think that one job that is just as critical is air traffic controllers.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
I mean, these are the people that are directing all the... Well, I don't know how many flights there are in this country every day. Tens of thousands?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
But the FAA launched a campaign just a couple of months ago looking for the next generation of air traffic controllers, and they have recently hired 2,000 gamers.
Now, listen, I believe that. Totally.
True, very true. Because the qualities include problem-solving skills, multitasking abilities. I guess we'll see how they work out. They hired 2,000 of them. Yeah. I mean, for me, does Miss Pac-Man count?
Well, I tell you what, man, I did a story, young man from Truman High School, and he was the first student at Truman. I think he got a full scholarship on gaming, and I said, how cool is it for you now to be gaming, have your mom come in and say, Mom, don't bother me, I'm doing my homework, because they have classes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that doesn't surprise me at all.
You and I, they could hire us Donkey Kong and Miss Pac-Man. We'd have a field day.
Yeah.
Got to get serious for a second, and this is going to hit real close to home in this room, and we're going to hear about this in a second. You know the story. The USS Abraham Lincoln reportedly dealing with mental health crisis on board. Service members, they're on a record-breaking deployment at sea. Now, the young man that's our producer, my son, Tony Jr., served on an aircraft carrier. There are about 5,000 sailors aboard. And the Lincoln has been at sea since November, partly because of the war with Iran. But the severity of this is that there have been some reports of some of the sailors attempting to jump overboard. Yes. So the USS George Washington is on its way to the Middle East to replace the Lincoln. Junior was on the USS George Washington.
Oh.
And the Lincoln right now has been at sea 270 days plus.
Wow.
And of those 270 days, 200 in combat zone. So this, I know that my son they would go on, I remember him telling me, we're going on a 6-month cruise, we're going on a 3-month cruise, we're doing this. There was some disturbing comments from the president who said something along the lines that, that's nothing, it could be longer, or something along those lines. The Secretary of War, Peter Hegseth, is refuting the reports about sailors jumping overboard or there being very. He said the reports are, and I'm quoting, completely misrepresented, and his department makes sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment. How about a way home?
Yeah, we went to San Diego and toured one of the aircraft carriers, and this is how big a wuss I am, Tony. I was so claustrophobic on there, I had to leave. And I'm like, you sleep in little bunks like coffins. I mean, kudos to you, man. I couldn't do it.
Well, I've been on 2 of them, and really at the same time too. It was really an incredible experience when he got deployed or got his deployment to. At that time, the USS Washington was in the Eastern Fleet. It was in Virginia, and at the same time, the USS Truman was being christened.
Okay.
And my other son, his younger brother, was getting ready to graduate or was at William Chrisman, and their concert choir, chorale, sang on the ship.
Oh, my God.
So I got to visit him.
Wow.
And see President Clinton and I've been on both ships, and you're right. It's
not
to a civilian, it is staggering. Yeah. So
right, absolutely. I cannot imagine going out, being on that, knowing you're going to be out there 200 plus days, and just looking, seeing nothing but ocean.
And
that
Bill
did me in.
When he was on, we're talking 1998, 99, 2000, 2001. There was no internet.
Oh,
yeah. I remember him saying, "Hey, I'll be able to fax you something," or if you got issues at home, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
I know.
So anyway, I want to move on to a couple of national stories about President Biden and his son Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden has come out and said that the president, his cancer battle is really critical. Mm-hmm. I guess he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer about 2 years ago. About a year ago. Excuse me, about a year ago. But he said, Hunter Biden this week said the cancer has spread, metastasized to his bones, and is very, very painful. So, we don't know how, and what is the President Biden now, 80?
I think he's 81, but I'm not, maybe it's more.
Yeah.
I know he's 80 plus.
Another story about Hunter Biden, he claimed under oath that his family has no money. The court documents released very recently showed Hunter Biden claims he has no money, can't afford his legal fees. Deposition is about this ongoing lawsuit and between Hunter and Winston-Taylor for unpaid legal fees. That's the Winston-Taylor's the legal firm. He owes them $17 million. $17 million in legal fees for criminal prosecutions, congressional investigations, defamation lawsuits, on and on and on. According to the transcript, and I'll quote, Hunter said, "My family doesn't have any money, and it's not their debt anyway. I have nothing of value, and we're going to try and work something out."
He better get in the studio. Those paintings he was turning out, and selling for $6-8 million, and turns out it was a guy that he worked with, and more or less, I'm not going to say it. I'll get sued.
I bring it up, and that's that.
Yeah.
Okay. One more thing. Weird news of the week. South Florida Steakhouse, real chic place called Class Soiree Steakhouse, Hollywood, Florida.
Tony, pay attention to this, because I'm going to propose this when you open the American Diner on the Square.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They are now hosting a clothing-optional dinner on the first Monday of every month. It's a meal that includes appetizers, surf and turf, and a champagne toast. The owner says the idea has been a hit and believes it's one of the only, thank God, public dining, I almost said pubic dining experiences, public dining experiences of its kind in the country. The staff, meanwhile, is fully clothed.
I'd like to see their napkins. I'd like to see, if they tie anything around the top that covers the bottom. And
Well, you get extra napkins on barbecue night. Boy, you talk about giving new meaning to a 10-ounce strip. I got an idea, Bill. If we do it anywhere here in town, you can host limbo night.
I'm there.
You're it.
I'm in.
You're it. Yeah, there's the Main Street Diner. There we go. All right. We're going to get very serious now.
Yes.
Because we have a couple of very special guests. Matt Stewart, very familiar face to anybody who wakes up to Fox 4 News. We watch Fox 4 News all the time. And he's been on TV for years and been on Fox 4. Matt and his wife, Chrissy has spent her life helping kids and families through medical challenges. Together, they have built a life rooted in service and faith and community. I had an opportunity to meet the both of them last week at the farmers market, in the Independence Farmers Market. They were set up right next to my wife. And I got to spend some time with them, and they're just lovely, and they agreed to come on. A few years ago, everything changed for them. 2 diagnoses, 2 life-threatening battles. It's unthinkable. One marriage fighting both fronts at the same time. The journey is emotional. It's raw. It's unbelievably inspiring, and we're going to hear not only that they have survived, but how they've survived. Today, Matt and Chrissy are going to open up about the fear, the faith, the humor, the heartbreak, and this community here in Kansas City that has carried them through it. It's really a story, Bill, about resilience and love and choosing hope when hope feels impossible. Our guests are Matt and Chrissy Stewart.
Matt and Chrissy, I've been anticipating this show for weeks.
Wow, anticipating for weeks. I love it.
Well,
Thank you.
He's never told me that.
I have to do it with him, but we'll talk about that later. What an amazing story. Of courage, of hope, of heartbreak, of great joy. And you get to share that with us today. And that is what this program is all about. We want everyone that watches the program to leave feeling better than they did when it started. And Matt, with your great career here, nice piece from Truman Library earlier this week.
Thank you.
I saw that, and it was very well done. How do you guys get up every morning? I'm serious. How on earth do you start every day?
I mean, the alarm clock
real
goes
early,
off.
right?
Yeah.
Life
Yeah.
is so depressing. How on earth do you get up in the morning?
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, the alarm goes off at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, because I work the morning show at Fox 4, so I'm waking up really early. You're going to bed, I'm waking up.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, the distraction of going to work is really healthy for me mentally. Just having purpose every day and knowing, hey, okay, I'm battling cancer, but it doesn't mean my life is over. I can keep living. And I'm just so grateful that I'm still in good enough shape, mentally and physically, that I can get up, I can go to work, I can continue to try to make a difference in this community by telling great stories, right, on the news. And a lot of people watch us, which I'm so appreciative of. And yeah, it's hard. I mean, we have our days, right?
Oh, of course, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, there's days where it's hard to get out of bed.
Sure.
But, you know, we kind of lift each other up. I think that's the great thing about having a great
That's what
partner.
I was wondering, if facing this together in some way, you're always going to be there for Chrissy. She's always going to be there for you. And I know in some of the family situations, both Tony and I have faced in the past, if it wasn't for our spouses, we couldn't have gotten through it.
Absolutely.
You know, Chrissy, with your situation, how special is it to have Matt by your side?
Oh, he's been incredible from the very beginning. I mean, I was diagnosed first, and then he wasn't diagnosed for 3 years. So we had 3 years of time where I was the patient and he was the caregiver, and then we switched spots. But once you switch spots, you really do have this love and respect for
New perspective.
for the other person.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So no, he's an. I don't. Wouldn't be here today if it weren't for him.
I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but I wouldn't say I was incredible. I think when your spouse is diagnosed with cancer, as Chrissy was first, you know, you have to step up in certain ways, right? We had 3 young kids at home.
Yes.
They still needed to go to school. They needed to be raised. You know, Chrissy would have days. She'd go 2-3 days. She couldn't even get out of bed. So I'd have to, you know, do the chores around the house and make sure that the kids were on their way and all that. And it's hard. And I'm not perfect, you know, and I'm sure Chrissy would get frustrated with me because I'm not reading her mind and I'm not doing everything she wants me to do, and I'm trying my best, and vice versa. You know, I mean, there's time. I mean, Chrissy's great, but I think because she was the patient, she's like, here's what Matt was like. She anticipates my needs before I can even verbalize them because she knows being the patient. And, you know, I mean, I try. I appreciate the compliment.
It was a steep learning curve at first.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think the first diagnosis was the second diagnosis. We were like, what? Like
my
like,
diagnosis.
There's no way.
Like, what?
But the
We
first
both?
diagnosis, I think that we were so terrified and traumatized.
Yes.
And at least in my part of it, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And it was just times that I would literally just curl up in his lap like a toddler. And once that started, he knew, you know, I'm exhausted and I just need to go to bed, kind of like a toddler.
And how old were the kids when you were diagnosed?
They were 11. Our daughter was 11, and then our boys were 14 and 16. So very tender ages, adolescents.
Well, the hardest
Yeah.
part was that she was diagnosed during COVID. So I couldn't go
my
with her for her
God.
chemo treatment.
It's
She had
true.
to do it alone. And on one hand, I was okay with that because I was exhausted. Like, I nap every afternoon. In fact, before I came here, I took a nice 3-hour nap. I mean, because I have to. I wake up 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And, you know, her chemos would be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but at the other time, I want to be with her, by her side when she's doing chemo.
Sure.
And so to not be able to be there and to support her in that way was frustrating for me. But she showed a lot of grace, knowing that there was nothing we could do about it because that was the protocol.
So let's back up a little bit. I mean, you've been on TV here I remember you on 5.
Are you aging me right now?
Come on, no, I'm aging me. What are you talking about?
You're aging both of us.
Aging both of us. But you don't age, and now look at us. I mean, but so you know, you do the Fox 4 morning show. Everybody watches 4 in this town. I mean, Jerry and I mean, I feel like I know you guys. You know, you're like family. But being that you're on air, you got to keep that. You got to keep that smile. You know, first Chrissy. And how many years was it before your diagnosis? Between the diagnoses?
3.
So you're dealing with your wife and these children, and you're on the air, and you got to do it every day. And then comes you. And, you know, we've been following this journey. I mean, I can speak for me, and I know Bill has too, on Facebook and whatnot. And I remember for you, Chrissy, and and said, "Oh God, please get through." And then when that happened to Matt, it was like all of us, because I was in radio, and I remember when I was at the station, and we were like, "This can't be right.
Right.
Are you freaking serious?"
Yeah.
But to be in media, I mean, at least for me in radio, I could go looking like this. I mean, you got the chipper face, and you're dressed, and you look great, and you're. That's I know for personally it's hard, but if you could explain to the audience, how hard it really is.
Well,
and how do you do it?
So
really, how
when
do you do it?
When I was diagnosed in July of 2024, they found a brain tumor they needed to remove. So I'm in the hospital. They drill into the back of my head. They pull out the brain tumor. They sew me back up. But there was a little brain tumor they had to leave behind. So they decided to do radiation. We're going to radiate the back of your head. We're going to kill it all, which is fine. So I took 4 months off work during this time to recover. Well, when they radiated my head, my brain, it left a path of hair that just fell out. So I had hair everywhere, but I had this little swath of hair that was missing.
It looked like someone had taken a razor and from his forehead all the way to the back.
Right?
I mean, it was just.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
He had this big stripe.
and I want to go back to work. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So what I did was I changed my part. So I usually part from the right side, but the right side, the swath of hair was gone. So I changed it to the left and just grew it out and I had a comb over. And then Chrissy is a genius. She's like, hey, there's hair makeup. So she bought me hair makeup that matched the color of my hair. So before I'd anchor, I would put the hair makeup on my scalp so it wouldn't be all shiny. Then I would just comb the hair over to cover it. And I had my part on the other side of my hair for about maybe 6 months before all the hair grew back. So, but you're right. It's things you don't think about. Because I'm on TV, I have to have energy. I have to smile. I have to be ready to go. But luckily, I'm not anchoring. If I was anchoring for 6 straight hours, I would probably be exhausted.
Yeah.
But I report for 2 minutes and then get an hour break.
Yeah.
So you don't see it, but after I'm done reporting, some days, especially after chemo, I'm in the van and my eyes are closed. I'm just trying to, just get through this day.
Well,
You work with some good people too.
Oh, they're amazing.
I told you that my wife actually went to high school with Kathy Quinn. They graduated in the same class, so I've known Kathy for years. We got a chance to meet Pat McGonigal not too long ago. They're good. Nick real well, Nick Vassos.
Absolutely.
Great crew.
You guys, you're lucky. You're blessed that you've got them, and of course you have Chrissy.
Well, yeah, she's number one. Number one. She's incredible. Yeah.
I want to talk about your background.
Yeah.
You were pediatric dietitian?
Pediatric
She is.
dietitian. Yes.
Sell it.
Very
Get it
good.
right.
You said it right. Yes.
He's been practicing that all day.
Yeah.
And I still am. So I still
Good.
work a few days a month at Children's Mercy. So I've been in pediatrics since we moved here, and he started at Kids TV 5. So that was 2004.
Yeah.
I love my work there, and ironically, I've worked with a lot of cancer patients there. So I feel like I have this kind of triad where I've been a patient, I've been a caregiver, and I've been a healthcare worker within oncology. So I think it actually sort of helped us with the knowledge and what to expect and things like that.
And you both write.
Yes.
You're working on one right now, right? Or is it the children's book? Or do you have
I
one?
have a children's book,
You have a
and
children's
we
book.
are working on our
Oh,
memoir.
yes, that's right, yeah. And I brought a couple that, actually, we met this past Saturday. I saw you once before, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you. You were at Independence Farmers Market this weekend. You were there a couple of months ago, maybe?
A year.
Was it last year?
It was
I
last
you
year.
were on
We
the other
go
side,
do it
and
once every year.
I said, darn, I didn't get a chance to
You
meet.
should have come and said
But
hi.
this time, they were set up right next to my wife,
Right.
right next to Jerry.
Couldn't avoid us.
And-
Looking at us the whole
We were
time.
looking
No,
right
we
at
were
you the whole
right
time.
at you
Yeah,
guys.
right on.
But and you have books. So I want to talk about a couple of things. I bought a couple of books because I'm going to take them to read on our trip to Florida.
Because you're a smart man.
Because I'm going to read this. So I needed new books this year. And I swear, my wife texted me. She goes, "You're not going to believe who's here." And then she texted me. She said, "And you got to get a couple of their books." I said, I'm on my way.
Nice.
But you wrote this one called "The Archangel." That looks. Tell us about this one.
Oh, that's my latest book.
This is the
and
newest one.
I started it before my diagnosis, but then it kind of had a new meaning after I was diagnosed with cancer, because you start thinking about faith and death and life after death. And so the Archangel, I love the concept. Have you ever seen The Bishop's Wife? It's with Cary Grant.
Yes, Cary Grant.
Or The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington and Whitney Houston.
Right.
So it's about a guardian angel that comes down in human form and tells his person that God needs him to save the world. But first we have to find the Ark of the Covenant, because there's something in there you're going to need to save the world. So it talks about faith and purpose and the meaning of life. And I love just getting people to explore that. I think we forget about why we're here. I think we're very selfish, all of us, and we just think about our own lives and what's going to make me happy, and we don't care about other people. And so I think if we step back and say, okay, why am I here? How can I use the talents that God gave me to better other people's lives? And so that's really the whole theme of that, is just living your best life and living with purpose, but not being too preachy, having it be a fun adventure.
Yes. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to
it's a
read
good
it.
one.
And
So
Mr.
you
Sports Writer here now.
Well, I
has
want to
this.
talk about
Yeah.
That's incredible that you started this before this
Yeah.
journey you're on right now.
I've always been a deeply spiritual person.
Okay.
But obviously, and Chrissy can attest to this, is to survive day to day, you have to tap into your faith, because you can go into some really dark places when you're diagnosed with cancer.
Well, and things like this can challenge your faith. So
Oh,
it
they
makes you
absolutely-
really think things through and really come to terms with, what do you believe and what,
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And I had no idea you were a walk-on at
Yeah, I
Northwestern.
told him.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not know that I play college football? Come on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so this is the first book I wrote, The Walk On. And basically it was one of those things where, I'll try not to be too long, but the first book I ever wrote was a spiritual adventure that took place in ancient Egypt. And I love it. And I still have it. It's in a drawer. And maybe someday I'll publish it. But it was really good. And I was so proud of it. And I sent it out to all these publishers. And I'm like, oh, this is going to get published. And I got like 50 rejection letters. And I'm like, I want to be an author. What's going on here? So I read a book about how to write a book. They have books about how to write books. And it said, write about something you know.
Yes.
Well, I had such a unique experience at Northwestern. I walked on in 1993, the fall of 1993, I walked on. Northwestern was the worst football team in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Gary Barnett had just taken over the program. It was his second year. Yeah. So they didn't even know who I was. They didn't even look at my tape. They're like, we need bodies because we don't have anyone playing for us. People didn't want to play for Northwestern. Yeah. So I walk on in 1993. I'm fifth string free safety. By sophomore year, I'm second string. I'm playing in every game. I get a full ride scholarship. Wow. And then our team, my freshman year, wins 2 games. Sophomore year, 3 games. Junior year, 10 games. We go to the Rose Bowl. We win the Big Ten. Then my senior year, we win the Big Ten again. 9 games we win. We go to the Citrus Bowl and play Tennessee, quarterbacked by Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
This is 1997, or the 1997 Citrus Bowl, the 96 season. So it was such a unique story, especially the perspective of the walk-on.
Yeah.
You know, we hear about the star players, but
Totally.
the no-namer who played like 3 plays a game, but was part of a cool experience. I thought, why not write about that? And so I wrote it. It won first place. It won first place in a reader's favorite sports nonfiction, and that has encouraged me to keep writing, because if someone objectively likes my writing, like Chrissy's going to love my writing, I love my writing, but if someone objectively is going to love my writing, then okay, let's keep writing books. And I've written 6, 7, 6 so far.
Okay, Matt. So as soon as I finish reading this, I'm texting you.
Okay,
Dude, yeah.
let me know. Yeah.
Oh,
But only good things. If you don't like it, don't text me.
Of course. Stop. So I got to ask you. So you're a cornerback, right?
Safety.
Safety.
Yeah.
You're facing Peyton Manning
Yeah.
in a bowl game.
Yeah.
Did you pick him off?
Okay.
Did you?
Here's the situation.
You got it.
Here's the situation. Second quarter of the Citrus Bowl, the first string strong safety gets hurt. Matt, go in. So I go in. We call it cover 2.
Yeah.
So I get back there. Peyton Manning gets up under center. They're on the 20-yard line. He's looking back and forth. He's saying, whatever. He's squawking.
Yeah.
Timeout! The safety comes back on. Matt, I'm good. Oh, so I didn't even get a play against him. Now, at the end of the game.
So you were on the field at the same time
I was on the
for like
field
a
at the same
second.
time for like a second.
Okay.
However, if you remember, Tennessee won a national title with who was in a quarterback? T. Martin.
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah.
T. Martin was second string. So they blew us out. So I did get in the final 6 minutes of the game, and T. Martin was in by then.
Okay.
But they ran every play away from me, right?
Well, they heard
I lined up
about
on
you.
the
They were
tight end.
scared of
right?
him.
They
That's
didn't want to
right.
run toward the tight end. They were running toward the split receiver. So I'm just like, will you run toward me? At the end, I was just jumping on the pile because I'm like, I need to get hit or hit someone.
That's so good. Yeah, get back to some serious stuff. Chrissy, many couples face one major health crisis. You guys had to face two. How did you protect your relationship during that?
I think we leaned in. And I think that's probably my advice for anyone going through this and also with our children. Just lean in. We just don't worry and fight about the silly things that we used to. We've just so much perspective. So even on the way here, it was a little dicey drive. It's rush hour, and we took a wrong turn, and we were a little bit late. And I was just like, hey. And I was like, we got to spend 30 minutes together. I'm like, that's awesome. So it really does reframe everything that you do because you're so thankful. You need to find the gratitude in life, and it's easy to do.
I think what happens is what we found with our kids, especially it was our boys. They were, teenagers at the time.
Yeah.
They didn't want to get hurt by mom dying. So they started pulling away in certain ways and rebelling and upsetting us intentionally because they're like, if I'm mad at mom and dad, it's not going to hurt as much if they pass. You have two choices, I think, when a loved one gets struck with cancer, right? And some people want to pull away because it just hurts them too much. But I would recommend the exact opposite, which is like Chrissy said, lean into it because we appreciate each moment, we appreciate each day. We've had more fun in these last few years than we ever had before.
Yeah.
Before it's like you had kids and a job and it's just day to day and you're the hustle and bustle and you're stressed and you come home and maybe you get in a little fight and you're like, and life sucks. And then all of a sudden you have cancer and you're like, okay, I might not be here this time next year, so we should probably not fight about this stupid, why didn't you put your dishes in the dishwasher?
Sure.
And let's just go out to eat and get some margaritas and laugh and talk. And so we've really made the most of it. We've tried to turn lemons into lemonade or chicken
something into something else. Yeah, I know.
Just chicken salad. Yeah.
But it's something you choose. We were presented with this hardship, and we can't change what happened, but we can choose how we respond.
Especially when you get a setback. That's got to be.
And there's lots of setbacks. It is a roller
I mean, it's
coaster.
like up
Oh,
and
wow.
down. Every
Yes.
test, you live and die by every
By every
test.
test.
And then you don't know what it means.
Right.
Hey, your tumors might have grown a little bit. Then you see the doctor. Actually, I think they shrunk a little bit. Okay, I was really stressed the last few days. I don't know what to believe.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm still alive, so you just try not to overthink.
Yeah, I'm going through something like that right now. In fact, we haven't even announced it on Facebook, so you guys can be the first one. Basically, I had appendicitis 2 months ago, and we ended up not doing a surgery, and we did antibiotics, but then they wanted to make sure everything was okay. So 2 weeks later, I did a CT, and the appendix was fine, but they found a 4-centimeter pocket of fluid. So they wanted to biopsy it, but then when we went to biopsy it, it had shrunk. So they're like, we don't need to biopsy it because cancer doesn't shrink. And then just to be safe, we did another CT a month later, which was on Monday. And not only is it still there, it's grown, and there might even be another one. So it's like you're up and down and up and down. And so now I've scheduled another biopsy for a couple weeks from now, and so we'll find out if my cancer's back or not. But so it can be really scary.
Yeah, so last Monday we're planning her funeral, and then her doctor calls and says, actually, I don't think it's cancer. I think it's just fluid. And we're like, okay, good. We can relax, but we don't know for sure until the biopsy, which is in for 3 weeks.
So then you wait and you're nervous, and it never ends.
Never ends,
Yeah.
just up and down.
Hey, Matt, how are you doing right now?
Well, we'll find out. I have a CT scan in a couple of weeks, and we'll see. The cancer right now is stable. I have a bunch, maybe 6 to 8 small tumors in my lungs, but they're less than a centimeter. Are they growing? Are they not? If they're growing really slowly. And luckily with me, if they grow to a certain point, we can radiate them. So it's called targeted radiation, and they can just blow them up basically, and they're dead.
Yeah.
They've already done it with 3 tumors in my lungs, and they can keep. I have really healthy lungs, so he's like, we can keep radiating them as they grow.
Really healthy lungs, except for the tumors.
Yeah. Only those.
Touche.
Only those.
Touche.
It's like, are they though?
I have strong, maybe strong lungs is a better
He
adjective.
works out. He's always been active, and he's
Yeah.
never smoked. Like all.
I'm
those
not
things.
like struggling
Yeah.
to breathe or
Right,
coughing
right.
or anything, but it's one of those things where they're there. And so I'm on immunotherapy, but we don't know if it's working or not. The scans will tell the story. If they're not, I might have to go on a trial. But there's a clinical trial in Nashville where I'd have to fly out every 2 weeks to take a pill that might work because it's first stage. It's just there's just so many unknowns. And I think the most important thing is attitude.
Yes.
My attitude is I'm a fighter. I am not going to roll over and die. I'm going to fight for every day. And when I look at Chrissy, I look at our kids, that's my why. It reminds me this is why I'm doing it. And so even though things might look bleak, I'll never forget that when I was first diagnosed, we met with our doctor for the first time. And he's like, do you want to know the 5-year life expectancy or
Yes.
percentage? Chrissy said yes. I go, no. And Chrissy's like, you don't want to know? I go, I don't care what it is. Because I'm going to live more than 5 years. Like, it doesn't matter. You could say 0%, and I'm going to say, like, well, I'm going to be the one. Because I don't care what the stats are. I'm going to fight for every day, and hopefully I'll just, keep waking up, and it'll be 5 years later, and I'm still here.
You have this incredible community support, too.
Oh,
Obviously, you're in front of, hundreds of thousands of people every year,
Billions of people.
Billions. Oh, that's the other guy that says that. Wait a minute. Oh, trillions.
That's right.
But to have the community support, I know that's kind of an understatement, but it's got to be. You're on TV every day, and everyone knows Chrissy's story, too. Mm-hmm. But this community support's got to be pretty special.
Fantastic. Oh, my gosh. People have been so awesome. And it surprises us, like how many people follow our story. It was funny. We were at the Bonner Springs Farmers Market
Saw
just
you
this last
past
weekend.
Yeah,
and we
right.
go to Wendy's afterwards just to get, because we were hungry.
Yeah.
And the lady at the window's like, hey, I follow your story and I pray for you every day. I'm like, we're just getting hamburgers and you're praying for us.
Yeah.
Great. People,
Yes.
It's awesome. And so right before my surgery, Life 88 is is the local Christian radio station. And they recorded people calling in, praying for me. And then they sent me the clip. And I'm like, we're crying as people are
so
like
beautiful.
Crying. They're praying for us before my surgery, and they don't know me, but they care so much. And it's just this community has opened their hearts first to Chrissy, now to me, and to our family, and it gives us the strength and the motivation to just keep going on each and every day. They inspire us, so we want to inspire them back.
What for other families? We've heard it already, but is there anything else that you would tell other families that are not? I don't know of any families that are facing 2 diagnoses, but one's enough. What's your advice? Don't do this. Probably do this. I know you leaning into it was really
Leaning
good.
in,
That's
absolutely.
Really good.
What are practical advice? Chrissy's really good with that, with diet and exercise. Want to talk a little
Oh,
about
you
that?
think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Healthy all the way through. All the evidence shows that you still want to eat those fruits and vegetables and keep your body moving, and so that prevents cancer. That helps during the chemo treatments, and then it can help prevent recurrence later. So don't feel helpless. There are things that you can do in your life that help your odds, even if it's just a little bit. I think cancer makes you feel so completely out of control that knowing that you can do a few things to help, I think sometimes puts a little bit more control back on your plate, and that feels really good.
Yeah.
Exercise is so important, and I'll tell you this. So I get chemo every 2 weeks, and I do it on Friday, so that way it doesn't really interfere with work.
Yeah.
I have Saturday, Sunday. I go to work Monday, Tuesday. I'm usually not feeling great, and then Wednesday I'll work out after work. Mm-hmm. So I go to work out, and it's frustrating for me because, I play college football, so I'm an athlete, and I love running, and I was in really good shape before chemo. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, on a treadmill, I would start at maybe a 6 as a warm-up. Miles per hour. Now I will start at like a 5 and I won't even go up. I will just stay at 5, and then after 2 minutes I have to walk because my lungs are burning. And sometimes I'm like, why am I even here? Like I can't even finish the workout. I'm so tired.
What's the point?
But I'm sweating, I'm moving my body, and then what happens is a couple days later I come back and I'm like killing it, and it's because I went through that hard workout that I was depressed and disappointed in myself, and it builds on itself. And then to know that every workout is buying me time. You know, every workout is keeping the cancer in check. It's stopping it from growing as fast. And if it's buying me days, weeks, months, years, then it's worth it. And I think a lot of times people get diagnosed with cancer and they don't work out. And it's like, my doctor even says, this is the most important thing you can do is to keep working out. That's the best way to keep the cancer in check. So if I have one message, it's you get even if you're not diagnosed with cancer, work out, move the body. Keep the body moving,
Well, even
get
if
a good
you can't
sweat.
run on a treadmill, I mean, I think that's like the peak. Walk, stretch, do yoga, anything that you can do. I did water aerobics for a long time because I really, it was just hard to do anything else. Or sometimes the weather isn't great, so you don't want to walk in the freezing cold or that's super hot or whatever. So yeah, I did water aerobics, and I was definitely the youngest one there by at least 20 or 30 years. But those ladies are working it, and so that was a really great motivation for me to keep my body moving even when I really wasn't feeling up to much more.
I wanted to ask you guys, I don't want to forget, how did you guys meet? Or when did you meet? Did you meet when he was playing ball? Or
I
did
wish.
You meet?
No.
No.
Do you want me to tell the story?
Sure.
Okay. So he's 4 years older than me. I was, living in the sorority house with a sorority sister in Kearney, Nebraska, at University of Nebraska, Kearney. Mm-hmm. And her brother was in Sioux City, Iowa, which is about 4 hours away, and he was in a community play. And she was going to go with her boyfriend, but her boyfriend couldn't go, so she asked me to come. And I'm like, okay. And that friend's name was Natalie Stewart, and the brother's name was Matt. And so we met that night, and I know it's cheesy to say love at first sight, but when I shook this man's hand,
I was like, your hand, yeah.
I was like, woo, yes, please. Anyways, we started dating, pretty much immediately after that, and we knew within 6 months that we were going to get married, and he ended up taking a job in my college town because I still had a couple more years, and we made it work.
For me, it was perfect because she shows up at my TV station. I'm live at 5, so she comes in, she sees me live on television. Then I'm the lead in the play, so she sees me the lead in the play.
What a rock star.
I'm totally showing off to her, and she's hot. So I call my sister, they leave, and I call my sister, and I'm like, hey, can I have your friend's number? And she's like, seriously? Like, you like my friend? Fine. So she reluctantly gave it to me, and we started dating, and here we are today, probably 25 years ago.
25?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, this is just such a great love story. The one thing how did you tell your kids? Because
That's a great question.
I can't, I've never had to have that conversation,
Right.
and I can't imagine.
Breaking their heart like that?
Yeah.
It's awful because basically
Especially when you said, they rebelled a little bit,
Yeah.
because mom was sick. Was it a family meeting? Was it individually or?
Well, it kind of happened in,
Stages.
phases, sort of. It's horrible because, your children, they're the people that, you spend your lives protecting them, and cancer is just one thing you can't protect them from.
Yeah.
When I had mine, we knew that I had a tumor and that we were getting surgery, may or may not be cancer. Ended up being really, really rare. So right after the surgery, we knew it was cancer. So Matt told the kids, because I was obviously still in the hospital, so we knew, but it took a while to figure it out. Because we had the samples had to be sent to different places to decide exactly what kind of cancer it was and how serious it was. We ended up getting a second opinion at MD Anderson in Houston, and when we came back, we felt like we had all the information to share with them. So then, yes, we sat down and had a family meeting. There was a lot of talk about maybe telling the boys in a different way and giving them all the information.
Because Maddie was only 11.
Maddie was only 11.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So maybe shielding her a little bit. And remember, I mean, those boys they can Google. So I mean, can't be too secretive because they can Google
They'll
stuff.
figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. So, but then what we decided in the end that we didn't want secrets, and we didn't want them to be able to we wanted them. If no one's going to understand more than the siblings and them each other, so we wanted them to be able to talk to each other about it and have everyone have all the information.
I think sometimes parents want to protect their children. They want to.
Of course.
I don't want to break my kids'
All the time
heart.
you want to
course.
protect your
Yeah.
children.
Well,
but, yeah.
sure, but you don't want to break their hearts. But the problem is, I read somewhere that there was this dad who was diagnosed with cancer and didn't tell the kids. And then he's on his deathbed, and mom goes, "You need to go say goodbye to your dad." And they're like, "Why?" They're like, "He's going to die." And they're like, "What?" And they had no clue. And then they're mad because they didn't have time to grieve, and the parents kept a secret. And they, you're like, okay, you meant well, but you shouldn't have done that. And as hard as it is, we think honesty is the best policy. So
I mean, they were going to figure something's wrong once my hair
right.
fell out.
Sure.
Now we don't burden them with every roller coaster emotion.
Yeah.
So we'll tell them things, but we try to mute it a little bit unless it is bad, if it is serious. But even like radiation, like couple weeks ago, I had a tumor on my spine radiated. It was 3 days of radiation. Honestly, no big deal.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit there and be all dramatic and, oh my gosh, I have
I
this
had
huge
this.
tumor and I need to radiate it and take care of me. It's more like, hey, I'm getting
Yeah.
some radiation, not a big deal. I don't want you guys to worry. It's fine.
Well, and we're 5 years in, so our kids are battle-hardened cancer
they are.
veterans.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
You know what I mean? They know all the lingo. They know all the, and you have to understand too. It is such a huge part of our lives that, like us doing a CT scan or an oncology appointment, that's like
It's-
you
right.
saying, "I went to the dentist," or "I'm
Exactly.
going to go get a haircut."
Yeah.
Like that's just every day, every week stuff for us. So now they don't bat an eye.
Well, then what was it like when you had to tell them about Matt?
The seconds you're
I
thinking the same.
can't
It
even
was
imagine.
crazy because we knew immediately. Like mine was like a more like, oh, there's something wrong, and then a month later I had surgery, and then a month later we knew for sure. So it was a bit slower burn. With Matt, we knew immediately.
Same day.
We knew the same day.
Within an hour.
Yeah.
Really?
CT, tumor in the brain, you need brain surgery, and it's cancer.
What? Yeah. So I had to call each of the kids, and break their hearts and call his mother and call our friends. The only person we couldn't call was our Alex. He's our middle, and we had just dropped him off at like a military training, like high
Summer
school training,
camp.
sort of like a summer camp. Yeah, but but it was like total blackout. Like they didn't have cell phones, nothing.
He was in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really tell him, but then in the middle, he was having surgery. So do you tell him? Do you not? I mean, So that was hard.
He missed it all.
He missed it all. Yeah. So I went down to pick him up without Matt, and so at the graduation ceremony, Matt wasn't there. He knew something was up, and I was just kept like, "Get your stuff. I'll tell you in the car." And then, of course, we got in the car, and I'm like, "Well, your dad has cancer and had brain surgery, and now he's home." And
Right.
Other than that,
other than that, it's a pretty boring week at our house. Yeah.
Right.
Hope you had a good time at military camp.
How important is humor in this battle?
Oh, that's all I use. That's my coping mechanism.
That's our defensive mechanism,
Had
yeah.
you noticed?
Right. Yeah, no, we laugh all the time, and it can be morbid. And, we make fun of cancer and death, and I think
And our
Chrissy's
hair
exactly
and-
right. Yeah.
It's absurd.
It is.
I mean, this
is.
this isn't real. Like two people in their 40s having stage 4 cancer. I mean, that is bananas.
So when Chrissy started losing her hair was falling out, and it was falling out in clumps after she started chemo. And I was with her, and I was like, this is absurd. And
I think the word he used was ridiculous.
I go,
This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. And she was so upset with me because she thought, what did you think?
Well, so it was coming out in clumps, so I ended up just buzzing it, and then I got it in the shower and shaved it with a razor. So I was bald.
Yeah.
And that night, I was supposed to go out with friends for like this Christmas dinner, and so I put on a Santa hat. And I was like, so I'm like, is this okay? And you're like, this is ridiculous. And I thought he meant I looked ridiculous.
Which I didn't. It
Yeah,
was the
right,
fact that you
right.
lost your hair, that you have to go
Yeah.
through this.
The whole thing, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, we're going to have to like lower the beauty standard. Like, I'm bald, and
Luckily,
so-
she's beautiful bald. Not even luckily. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I
You're
do have
beautiful
a really
bald.
great head shape.
She does have a great head shape.
So yeah, you just kind of have to lean into it. And
You have to be careful about what you say sometimes, but we do laugh a lot
Yeah.
about these things because it is ridiculous, I mean, wearing, Chrissy had a wig on for a party and it looked so silly, but
Yeah.
she just leaned into it and
Why
played with
not?
it.
I mean,
Why not?
whatever. Have fun with it.
Right.
Can't
Yeah,
be
Bill,
so
you can wear
serious
that
all the
wig to that
time.
party this Christmas.
Oh, I'd
Yeah,
look
be all
good.
right.
Yeah.
You would rock a wig. Absolutely.
Don't get him going. I want to ask you one last thing. If you could go back, let's say, to the moment before either diagnosis and tell yourselves one thing, what would it be?
Baby girl, it's going to be okay. Yeah. Like, I would just want to go back and give myself a hug and say, you will get through this. You can do this. And Matt's going to be here with you. And you're going to find the sunshine in this horrible hurricane.
Yeah. I'd probably tell myself to take a few extra pictures of my hair. Because, the chemo, I lost half of it. And when you're on TV, your hair means a lot to you,
Oh, listen.
And then people are like, just shave it off. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, if I don't have to shave it off, I'm not shaving it off. And nothing against bald people. I'm just saying, for me personally, my hair has always been a defining trait.
I hope you don't have anything against bald people.
Right.
Now we find out.
That's right.
But the truth is that, when you define, you see yourself a certain way, and when your look changes and you can't stop it, it's hard to adjust sometimes. And so, fortunately, my hair is thin. I've lost half my hair. I can see my scalp through it, but it's still thick enough that you don't notice truly. But
So that's what you would say. You'd be worried about your hair.
I was just trying to find some humor.
Got it.
I mean,
Okay. I'm like, we're going to be okay. We
gonna
have
be
each
okay.
other.
Yeah.
Matt, his hair.
Enjoy the hair, son, because you're about to lose it.
Hey, can you guys just come back and do all the rest of the shows we ever
Yes.
do? Okay.
We'll bring the humor.
I was afraid I was going to cry during this, and I just feel so uplifted because of your courage and the way you're handling it. And I can't imagine people that are watching this, that are listening to this, that think, well, gosh, I have cancer, but my husband doesn't. There's
And it's
a
not
little
just
bright
cancer.
spot.
We all go through hard
Sure.
times, right? It could be a divorce. It could be
Yes.
hard financial.
Yep.
It could be your kids. It could be your parents are dying or anything. You get job loss. We all go through hard times. And like we said before, like you can't, sometimes those things you can't choose, but you can choose how you respond.
I've been a journalist for 30 years, and, I've knocked on doors of really good families that lost a loved one to a car accident. And you realize in those moments that no one is immune from tragedy. No one is
True.
immune from life. And people will come up and be like, well, I had breast cancer, but it's nothing like you. And I'm like, no. I'm like, don't invalidate your story.
It's not a competition.
It's not.
No.
And,
I mean, we'd
you know,
probably win, but it's not a competition.
No. And the hardships you're going through, those are valid hardships. The
Yeah.
feelings you're feeling, the struggles you're going through. And so we understand that. And so we just want to be this beacon of light where it's like, you know what? Life sucks sometimes and you go through struggles, but it doesn't mean that life's over. It doesn't mean you have to give up. It means you just have to learn to overcome. You have to try to push it aside and try to find joy in every single day somehow, whether it's
Something.
a conversation, a meal, a TV show. Find joy.
My Merlin Bird app.
Your what?
My Merlin Bird app.
Oh, Chrissy's all into the birds now.
I have a bird
She's at
app.
that age.
Yes, I'm at that age. Yes.
Oh, everywhere we
So
go.
are we. Oh.
We were in
My
Europe.
life
I'm in
too.
birds today.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're in Europe, and she's like, I'm gonna go for a little walk on this nature trail and get some birds. I'll see you in 5 minutes. And she's like, got her phone listening
It
to birds.
listens to the birds and it tells you what birds they are. It's
I was
magical.
just going to ask you, do you put in, do the sound and find out?
Yes.
That's my wife. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's fabulous.
Yeah.
See, find the joy. It's an
Yes.
app on your phone. Joyful.
Hey, if
Birds
it
are-
brings you
birds
joy,
are-
honey, you
It
keep
does.
doing it. Good.
Yellow-bellied warbler.
She loves her warblers.
Old buzzard.
I'm sorry. You were in the middle of saying something so great and inspirational, and I interrupted you with my Merlin Bird app.
I'm sorry, are you apologizing to me?
I am
I'm not used to
apologizing.
this.
I'm so sorry. Just get so excited about my app.
No, I mean, again, no, but it's a great point because it is about what is your joy. For Chrissy, it's listening to birds, apparently. My joy is spending time with my wife as she's listening to birds. But it's just we all go through things, and life is hard, but life is a test, right? And now I'm going to get spiritual. I truly believe God put us here to test us. God didn't put us here and said, hey, life's going to be great. Everything's going to go your way for 80 years, and then you're going to die in your sleep, and you're going to be a millionaire. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We all go through things. And so how do you respond to it is the true test of character, and that's what God is testing us. He's testing us to overcome, to lean into our faith in times of trouble, and to do what we can to squeeze joy out of every single day. Don't waste a minute.
You need to put that on a T-shirt.
Don't waste a minute.
That's right.
Yeah, an extra large.
2X.
To get all that on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You guys are beacons of light.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I mean, you've inspired the three of us and the thousands who are going to see this. And
You mean the billions that are going to see
wait a
it.
minute.
The billions!
trillions.
With a B.
Trillions.
Trillions.
Well, okay, with
And
the T.
trillions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
a lot of pressure.
Right?
God bless you guys. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having
Matt
us.
and Chrissy
Yeah.
Stewart. Very inspirational, very moving, and we are going to take your advice. Find something positive every day, whether it's even the sun peeking through those dark clouds.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bill, I bought a couple of the books. I'm going to take them with me on
Yeah.
my Florida trip.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing story. If you're not inspired, you're not human.
You don't have a heart.
No, you don't. So all the best
Yes.
to them. Wonderful, wonderful people. All of our full podcast episodes with the interviews are on YouTube. They're on Spotify. You can hook up with us, watch our reels on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And please like and subscribe, share, and comment. All of our podcasts are brought to you by Sandy's Restaurant in Blue Springs. Great, delicious food, healthy meals, and you can get all-day breakfast, large portions, catering, private events. They're at 1255 Southwest 7 Highway, sandysbluesprings.com. We're getting closer to our 1-year anniversary.
I can't believe it. 1 year.
We're going to try and come up with something, man. And we couldn't have done this without you guys, without our producer and my son, Tony Jr., who is the best in the business here.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with another episode next week. He's Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens. Join us again for another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. Take care, y'all.